Hi guys, how's everybody doing? I brought this up this morning in that video I posted about the shootout in St. Louis. So take a look at this, and I would really love to hear y'all's discussion and what people have to say about this afterwards. One thing I can say is we are seeing change happen, and I want to thank all the protesters and everyone across the country. It's really it's usually change is extremely slow and excruciating, and it's give and take, and we're watching change starting to actually happen, and I'm getting encouraged. And but anyway, we got a long way to go, but we're getting a good start, I think. Uh, I guess I shouldn't say a good start. We have started. Anyway, let's check out some of the video.
Atlanta police say they will have fewer resources to help with protests. APD says 5 departments are pulling their officers after 6 APD officers were charged for tasing 2 college students and pulling them from their car. It happened Saturday night as the students were driving downtown near Centennial Olympic Park after curfew. The whole confrontation caught on video.
We felt like we were going to die in that car.
Honestly, this has probably been one of the hardest things that I've ever experienced.
The city fired 2 of the officers the next day, and the county charged 6 of them just yesterday. 11 Alive's Doug Richards explains why the charges took the police chief by surprise.
It was body cam footage from...
The reason it took the police chief by surprise, because a week ago, before we started protesting, then policemen wouldn't have been charged. That's why it took the police chief by surprise.
Saturday night, a confrontation between Atlanta police and 2 young motorists near the Atlanta Ferris wheel that produced the evidence for criminal charges against 6 Atlanta police officers. The DA said officers had viciously and unjustifiably attacked the college students with tasers. The criminal charges blindsided Atlanta Police Chief Erica Shields, who wrote staff in an email that our intention was to carry out an administrative investigation. Criminal charges were never part of any discussion.
Discussion was what they're going to finish saying. Yes, exactly. Because we've seen over and over and over again, when police investigate themselves, what happens? No wrongful use of force. Officers were on administrative leave. They reinstated with full pay, and they got back pay for the time where they sat at home. And while the people that they assaulted and brutalized get charges and are in jail, and if they're lucky, them or their family can bond them out. If not, they just have to sit in a hellhole.
As Atlanta police have handled protests over the last 5 nights, they've had help from other police agencies. But since the announcement of the charges, Shields writes, multiple agencies that were assisting us in managing this incredibly volatile time have pulled out, effective immediately.
Did you hear that? What are they scared of? If you are going to go out there and do your job and do it right, if you don't plan on going out there being a jackboot thug, then you have nothing to fear. This shows where their allegiances are at. This shows that the thin blue line gang mentality. Those officers were guilty of assault. They assaulted them. They damaged their property. They pointed a gun at them. And as I was saying the other day about the La Mesa riots, threat assessment. Cops are incapable of threat assessment. What is a real threat? What is going to hurt you? Those kids weren't going to hurt them, and they knew it. And they just wanted to show force because the kids didn't bow down and kiss their boots as usual. They were guilty of contempt of cop. And the kids were probably scared. I mean, them guys came at them in their fake military, because the real military doesn't act like that. In their fake militant, brutal police fashion. And the kids don't, of course they're not going to react well. But their true allegiance shows right there. They're not there to protect and serve. They're not there to do the job that we pay them to do. And they are running in fear because they will be held accountable, and they must know they can't act right.
Not comfortable with their employees being leveraged politically by the potential of also facing.
The only political leverage here is the thin blue line gang using the people, and if they're needed there, they should be there. Using the people to as leverage to keep their officers from getting charged when they've done wrong.
Criminal charges. APD says 5 metro departments have pulled their officers. Vince Champion of the police union says he doesn't blame them.
But if I thought my officers were, the DA was going to turn around and do this, absolutely I wouldn't send my people there. No way.
So there we have it. The union. The police union is a disgrace to all unions. I'm a union member. A union is collective bargaining and workers' rights. But you know what? I'm in the trades union. If I screw up, my union doesn't back me to the utmost for any reason. If I've done wrong, they tell me you shouldn't have done that, and we're sorry, but we can't back your play and go to bat for you and spend our resources when you screwed up like that. So the police union is the thugs looking out for the thugs. So it's not collective bargaining. It's a misrepresentation of a union. It's just like the blue line, the thin blue line, is a misrepresentation of that. It's supposed to stand for honor and valor. But are we seeing honor and valor in this? I don't think so.
Sure, many people might have the question, why today?
District Attorney Paul Howard announced the charges 3 days after the incident because he said the body cam video was convincing. And with one of his former top assistants now running for DA against him, Howard announced the charges 1 week before votes will be counted in what may be the toughest re-election of his career. Former Assistant DA Fonnie Willis says rushed charges risk a lost criminal case.
Because I can tell you, if I'm the mother of that little girl, I don't want them charged. I want officers convicted. And for that to happen, you have to do proper investigation and follow proper procedures, and none of that has been done in this case.
But by
this is a DA. As far as I know, you can be arrested when you are considered a threat to society, which those thugs obviously are. And they have, 90 days, 180 days, something like that, to try you. And I think they have 7 days to charge you after you've been arrested, something like that. It might be different in every state, but seems like I remember hearing that. I should look that up before I got into this, what it is in Georgia. But guarantee you, if you're arrested that day and charged, those charges can either be, you can be arrested and charged within an X amount of days, or the charges can be amended as well within X amount of days after you're being arrested. So, and she knows this. So she is the one using this for political leverage. And this guy is actually, whether he's going to win or not, I mean, I'm sure he's hoping the protesters and all those people out there will vote for him. But he's doing the right thing. And he's might even lose his job for doing the right thing. Hands off to this man. This is what a politician should do. And we need more like this person. Those cops were treated just like you or I would be treated. Not quite. We would have been the shit knocked out of us and arrested on the spot. That didn't happen to them. And but you and I would have been charged immediately, just like they got it. So, good for them.
Following the charges quickly, Howard may have diffused a potential issue among protesters already angry about police mistreatment, and found an issue that may help him with Fulton County voters. The car is moving. The video.
Moments ago, we just received the mugshots for all 6 police officers. We're told they have all been granted signature bonds. Again, their charges range from aggravated assault to
Yet once again, Now, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn on this. They might be letting a lot of people in and out of jail that they're arresting for non-serious charges. But these are serious charges. They pointed a gun at someone. They assaulted someone. They busted someone's window out of their car and yanked them out of their car. Those are serious charges. And they're released on a signature bond. So there is still, the thugs of the ruling class are still getting preferential treatment. Even though we're taking a step in the right direction, we have a ways to go.
Battery and pointing a gun. And we're also hearing from the law firm for the two officers who were fired. It says the use of force in this case was appropriate, and had the students complied with curfew and followed orders from the officers, it would have resulted in little to no contact. The attorneys also say the officers were fired.
It's their fault. They were going home from the protest. Going home. The cops didn't allow them to get home. The cops were being thugs to them. And the cops assaulted them, tased them, pointed a gun at them for going home. That's it. And it's their fault. Their game is weak. That's kind of like me saying, here's one. You know you didn't want me to climb in your upstairs bedroom window and rob your house if you didn't lock that ladder in your garage. I mean, that's how fucking ridiculous it is. Come on, people. Hats off to the state's attorney for filing charges, and change is starting to happen. Let's keep up the pressure, not with the violence. Let's keep up the pressure with the protest. Let's let them see how done we are with this shit. This is a good start, but we don't need to let up. We're making some ground.
Before being interviewed by the Office of Professional Standards, which they say is against department policies and the law.
Okay, guys, that's it for that one. And I'm, like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing what people have to say about this, and your discussion, your comments. Do you agree that the cops should be charged? Do you think it should be more? Do you think it should be less? Maybe do you think they shouldn't have got charged? That them kids deserve to be treated like that? All comments are always welcome, unless you're preaching hate or racial stuff in my channel. That's the only thing I say anything to any about. I always welcome everyone's comments and usually say thank you for your input. I value all opinions and want to get to know everyone. That's why I'm here. So with that, I am going to sign out, and please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And lots of love, everybody. Bye.